It is Kieran Trippier. It is delicious! Glorious! Glorious!
Walker in there too. Luke Shaw! Harry Kane wants it played into him. He chooses Grealish instead. It's Grealish! It's Kane! I think like this has happened for a long time. Here's the overhead kick from Kane! Palmer finds Watkins. Watkins turns! Watkins scores!
Hello and welcome back to the Gate 102 podcast. I hope I find you well. Thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Another really special episode coming your way, as today I'll be talking about England's biggest win at a major tournament to date. A 6-1 thrashing over Panama, probably one of the most relaxed I've been watching England at a major tournament, to be honest. Our previous episode was me talking about England's 2-1 win against Tunisia. That's still available wherever you get your podcasts. Right, 6-1. Let's do this. So start by going through the team. And it was just one change from the Tunisia win. Ruben Loftus-Cheek replaced Dele Alli in midfield, who had a slight injury, keeping him out of action. But I'll go through the rest of the team if you need reminding. Jordan Pickford in goal. A back three, a formidable back three of Kyle Walker, John Stones and Harry Maguire. Kieran Trippier and Ashley Young were the wing-backs. Then Henderson was the deeper midfielder with Lingard and Loftus-Cheek in front. And then a front two with Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling. So there's quite a lot of goals, so I think I'll get straight into the game. And you would have expected England to have won against Panama, to be honest, but you'd never expect that scoreline. I mean, and never expect that first half. It's absolutely incredible. England opened scoring through John Stones, who headed home from a Kieran Trippier corner, a really powerful header. And it was England's third goal scored at the tournament, and all three of them had come from corners. And I love the way for this goal how all the players are sort of huddled together in this line, and then they all split off and run away in different directions. It just meant Stones was completely unmarked. A free header. And yeah, what a header it was. A great first goal, and the lead was doubled not long after. England winning a penalty, and it was Harry Kane who fired home into the top corner. Absolutely buried it. So much power and so much accuracy. Just absolutely incredible penalty. The king of spot kicks scoring again. And yeah, third goal of the tournament for him. And I think an unjustified criticism of Southgate is that there seems to be this thought that after England score one or two, they just sit back and don't attack, and just wasn't the case as England went for it. Jesse Lingard curling one into the top corner. That goal definitely being the best out of the bunch. Beautiful goal. And at this point, you're 3-0 up, and given the opposition we were playing, you're basically thinking, game over, really, without sounding too arrogant about it. And then England scored the 4 5 minutes later. And now you're thinking, yeah, definitely game over. John Stones it was who scored the fourth, his second of the game. And I remember at the time celebrating, because obviously England had scored, but also being a little bit disappointed because Sterling had the original shot, which he should have scored. The goalkeeper saved it and Stones headed home the rebound. But Sterling had been going through drought in front of goal for his country, and I was sort of hoping he'd get a goal. And although I was buzzing Stones scored, I was a little bit disappointed it wasn't Sterling, as it was a golden opportunity really to get himself on the score sheet, and he missed. But yeah, 4-0 to England, and that soon became 5. As for some reason, the Panama players just kept deciding to push our players over in the box. Don't know why, but they kept doing it. So meant England had another penalty. And it's funny because when England got a penalty, I remember us having deep debate in our house who takes it. Is it Harry Kane or is it John Stones? John Stones obviously was on a hat-trick, but Harry Kane did take it and he did scoring the 5th goal of the half. And yeah, the inevitable outcome when Kane gets a penalty. And it's definitely one of the best halves I've seen watching England at a major tournament. Just so clinical in front of goal. So exciting to watch. And at this point, as I mentioned before, you knew the game was done, really. There's no way Panama were going to were going to score 6 goals in the second half. And talking about second half, England weren't as good, but that's sort of expected, really is. You're never going to replicate the first 45 minutes. But I'd love to know what it was like at half-time in the changing room, as there was definitely no need for any real tactical analysis or no need for motivation, or it must have been so relaxed at half-time. But the second half, I was watching the game with my sort of extended family, and I just remember us talking about loads of non-football stuff, like deep non-football stuff, because we knew the game was won, and it was like the England game was just there in the background on the telly, and it was strange, but it reflected how relaxed we were watching England, which isn't something I say very often. But England did score in the second half. Harry Kane securing his hat-trick with a goal that, let's be honest, deflected off him. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, it was, had the shot. It sort of came off Kane's heel and went into the back of the net. I mean, they all count at the end of the day. And it was great for Kane because Jamie Vardy was ready and stripped to come on. So it was a case of when the ball next went out, Kane would leave the pitch. But yeah, Kane managed to score just before that. And yeah, a perfect ending to a perfect performance from, England's new captain. And Kane's hat-trick was the first for England in a World Cup fixture since Lineker scored 3 against Poland in 1986. So over a 30-year difference there. But I also thought Kane's performance vindicated Southgate in choosing him to be captain, as he led by example and never got complacent. I always think, like, when he gets a penalty, when you're 4-0 up and you get a penalty, you might see some players try and dink it or do something fancy, but he just does what he does and buried it home. And I think that shows his sort of leadership and high standards of himself and others. So, yeah, a real captain's performance. And I think after Kane scored the 6th goal and England made the subs, the game sort of fizzled out, really. But Panama did get a consolation goal towards the end of the game. This is the first time Panama had scored at a World Cup. I mean, Jordan Pickford was fuming. It's a typical Pickford style, really. Lots of shouting and screaming in a very over-exuberant style. But it was nice to see the Panama fans have something to cheer about at the tournament. But at the end of the day, it was a shame because England didn't get that clean sheet. But you can't have it all. But I do think Southgate was a little bit disappointed after the game that England conceded. And that's because if England didn't concede, they'd be top of the group. But because they conceded, it meant England and Belgium were on. Well, Belgium were on a goal better in terms of goal difference. So, a shame, to be honest. And you can understand why Southgate was slightly annoyed, but you can't be too down after a 6-1 win. And yeah, history was made as this was England's biggest win at a World Cup. And still is at the time of recording this podcast. And I know Southgate haters would be like, it's only Panama. But end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you. And England didn't just beat Panama, they absolutely demolished them, to be honest. So, yeah, an all-round great day. And back in England, I remember it being a really hot day as well, a hot summer's day. Watching England win a World Cup game in the sun, just can't beat it, can you? End of the day. And this win meant England qualified for the knockout stages with the game to spare, which was against Belgium, where they'd hope to top the group and finish first. And you'll hear all about that game in my next episode, which is coming next week. So, yeah, look forward to that. And a reminder, you can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Feel free to contact me with pictures, videos, or just comment in general about your memories of the tournament. And yeah, we can read them out if you want, and we'll try and get you listeners as involved as possible. But that just leaves me to say, as always, thank you for listening. Always appreciated. And until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.